Everyone, so I have recently just recorded, I've recently just finished my class championship tournament this weekend, which was 4 rounds. And what a class is, it's like a rating group. I'm class C, which is 1400 through 1600, essentially. Went into this tournament with a classical rating of 1531, and let's see how I did. So, first up, we have my opponent, who is 1429, lowest rated in the section, and let's see how it goes. We get e4, e5, and we play into an Italian. Now, basically, this is just Italian, but everything is perfectly symmetrical. He goes here, and I play this variation. This pin, it's not fun, and this is what I feel is quite solid. I don't know why the lighting is like that. You know what? Wait, let me that's a bit better. So anyways, he goes here, looking trade with my bishop. Now this is a strange line that I've not seen many times. So I move back. We get takes. I get an open A file for the rook, which will come in handy soon, and he castles. So in response to that, I go here. There's no need for me to castle quite yet, as I can castle anytime, and I look to trade off his powerful bishop. He goes here, maybe preparing this, and I try to trade off bishops. He doesn't want to trade, so I'm like, okay, maybe I should take here, ruin his pawns. Like, what's the purpose behind this move? Well, probably to free his bishop, which is doing nothing. So here I castled, when instead I should have simply taken. So me playing a bit slow. He goes over here, we get takes, and I don't know why he took this pawn. I thought it was pretty clear that he should take the d pawn to open up his queen, but I guess that's how it is. So I put my queen up one. Why this idea? Well, I'm looking to bring my queen over. I'm connecting my rooks. I'm backing everything up, and I'm allowing my knight to reroute. And I figured if I might as well develop my queen, it's going to be better placed on d7 than it would be on e7. He puts his bishop here, which in my opinion, I believe is the move that lost him the game, because I don't really understand this move. Maybe it's getting his bishop off the starting square, but I don't think it did anything to address my the king side situation, as I demonstrate, where I'm slowly rerouting my knights and gaining a pretty healthy advantage. He pushes here. Maybe that was the idea. If I get like takes, and he backs up the center. However, it's not checkers. I don't need to take, and his bishop's really dumb here. So I continue my plan. I reroute my knight. I back this up, and I prepare basically everything. He goes here. What is this idea? Who knows? Maybe to try to break up some pawns. Maybe to get his bishop over here. I guess we'll see. But I exploit it by first guarding this pawn, so that if he takes, I can simply take back. He puts his queen here, and now I exploit it. I stop the pawn from progressing forwards. I am preparing to double up and win the pawn, and I'm covering my 5th rank. Basically saying, if you want to take here, everything is extra guarded, and I have a very, very active rook. My rook is in the game. What are you going to do about it? There's nothing you can do. He locks down the position. I go knight f4. Now, this may not be the best move in hindsight. However, I really liked it because I'm just going in for an attack. I'm going in. I'm going to go blast him. I'm kind of, in this game, I think one of the biggest reasons I won is that I was throwing stuff at his queen side. And then I'd swap over the king side. And then I go back to the queen side. And I really just kept him on his toes because he didn't know what I was going to do next. He goes here. He was very scared of the threat of my queen coming in. And look at that. Right back to the queen side. Now he goes here. And I don't understand why he does this move. Maybe to back something up, guard it. Who knows? Because we trade off everything here. And suddenly I'm completely winning. Why is that? Well, my rook. He goes here, guarding the pawn, and I find this tactic. Now, this is a long, drawn-out thing, but if his bishop goes here, I go here. I'm going to fork, and I'm going to win a piece. Like, let's say we get here. So we can go takes, and I am up a full piece. So he goes here, he guards the bishop, and I play this regardless. If the bishop moves, same thing. Takes, and he resigns. So, solid 25 move win against the lowest rated person in the tournament. I felt pretty good about this game, and I was feeling great going into the next game. Which, this game went on for about 4 hours, and it was brutal, beyond brutal. But it was a great game, though, against the number one guy in the section. So let's see how it played out. E4, he plays Scandinavian. I do not like the Scandinavian. I don't like taking. I like to push and try to complicate things. I push, he takes space, and I go here. I know the computer thinks it's an inaccuracy, but it's something I've studied. Here, and suddenly this turns to an advance, French. Fascinating. So we play it like the advance. His bishop goes out, preventing any ideas like this. Now, if I were to go here, this would blunder pawn to this tactic, which if I take, he takes with the knight. If I take his knight, he will take my bishop. Very fun tactic. So he sets that up. So I go here instead, which is actually a gambit, because he goes here, and I realize in hindsight that that was not a great move, me putting my bishop here. I thought maybe it would be more active. However, I forgot to realize that, I kind of forgot about the fact that this pawn is a big liability in the advanced French because it's easily targetable. So I put my bishop back. Yeah, you can see my annotations right there from my blog. So I bring my bishop back, and I go, okay, whatever. We'll just play on. I lost the tempo. He develops. I develop. He targets it in pretty regular fashion, and I find the only good move. Now, this pawn is under attack. Instead of guarding it, I'm going to threaten his queen. He checks me, and I find the only good move again, which is blocking the check with the knight. Now, the only other move is bishop d2. However, this is an example line. He will win a pawn regardless because I block off my queen. So I go here. I keep everything guarded, everything solid. He puts his queen back. I attack the bishop, takes, and he puts his knight here, looking to put his knight on one of these two squares. So I attack the queen. I get my rook on the semi-open file. He moves his queen back, looking to potentially put pressure on now this backwards pawn. So I castle. He puts pressure on it, and I find the only good move. So explaining this move is kind of tricky to an outsider because it looks like it doesn't address the problem, right? It looks like, oh, wait a minute, he can just take, right? No, he can't, because as you can see with the computer, it's not much, but I calculated all this, that this endgame is winning because I have an active rook. I'm going to get this pawn anyways, and after something like this, g4, I will actually be much better. So I calculated that all in like 20 minutes from putting my, and then in this position when I put my queen here. Because I'm like, how do I guard it? But if I just go here, his knight goes, and it forks everything, and then I don't have it. Then I don't have anything. So I play this, and he does not fall for it. He guards the knight, and I guard the pawn. He goes here, and now in this position, I should just go back to c1 and keep everything guarded. It looked really dumb to me. I considered it, and I did not play it because, I don't know, because I take his knight, which it is not great because now all of his pieces are coming in quite effectively, and I don't want to let his queen into the position. Queen takes, I attack the queen, and he goes after this pawn, so I push it. He castles, connecting his rooks. I guard the pawn, and he puts his rook here, which basically, I mean, if I take, there's going to be something unpleasant. He's going to put more pressure, and that pawn's going to fall eventually. And so I guard my rook. Not a great move, but you know what? I'm in a slightly worse position. I don't have much to do except try to play solidly. He doubles rooks, and I find the only good move. Now, another really weird queen move. It's difficult to explain this one, but I realize that if he has something like this, I can prevent it. So basically, in a weird way, I'm preventing him from going there without outright stopping him. So I'm saying, yeah, no, go ahead. I know your knight's at not a great place right now, and eventually I'm going to go g4. And where's your knight going to go? Because it's not going to be able to go here. It's not going to be able to go here. So it's going to have to go here. And what's it going to be doing over on h6? So takes, and his other rook comes in, and I make a mistake. So here, I should have gone here. Queen goes back, and then here, and I would have had this. However, in this position, I missed my queen going there, and I thought there wasn't much better, so I try to guard. Oh, well, spoiler. So I try to guard this pawn, but then that falls to queen here anyways, because now everything's coming in, and now if I try to do something like this, it's not going to work because he can just take. So I miss this move, which he finds. I blockade everything down. He goes here. I put my queen up, and he tries to trade queens instead of simply taking the bishop and then being up a full pawn. Okay, we trade queens. I play g4, attack his knight, takes. He goes here and I expand. Pretty equal. His king tries to enter the game. My king enters the game. His king enters, and I keep everything nice, neat, and secured. His bishop goes back, and I go for a breakthrough. He takes, I take, and now suddenly I have something. There was nothing there before, but suddenly my rook's coming in. My rook's come out on the 7th rank. Now what's he going to do? Oh. Suddenly it's dicey because in this position, you may be right, which is that we're going to have equal pawns after this. However, what he missed, which is that this bishop's pinned, and my knight wants to be on here. So how do you get your knight to c5? Well, 98, 91, takes, knight here, rook goes back, and knight here. Look at that. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful maneuvering here. Just absolutely reround my knight, exploiting this pin. He guards it, and I bring my king in. And now I have a complete advantage in the endgame because, quite simply, all my pieces are dominating. So I attack his rook, he moves, I check, his king goes back here, and then I lock down the position. His rook goes back, and I make a mistake. Now, this was me rushing. After this point, it had been like 3 hours and 40 minutes, and I was just trying to trade off everything, maybe bring my king in, get some counterplay. But I missed yet a check, which I missed this from all the way back. Now, you may say, oh, we can win these pawns. Well, not so simply, because then I'm going to come in. So I move back, and he moves his king, getting ready to take the pawn. So I move back, takes here, and I offer him a draw. He accepts. After 4 hours, I know I've been going through these games kind of quick because I'm just trying to get through them quickly. I definitely had chances. However, I was really tired, and I rushed. So it's all right. Moving on to the next game. We're on day 2. This happened this morning. Now, this game is actually a rematch between this guy. If you don't, I haven't shown it, but in my last tournament, I went and beat this guy in round 5. So we'll see how it goes. Now we're more similar of rating. King's Indian. He plays this. I don't quite understand it. Maybe to just throw me off balance. We play some regular King's Indian stuff. Me putting my pawn on c5. If he pushes, I have this fun idea. Which, if we get takes, and suddenly I have an absolutely dominant bishop. He realizes, takes, queen takes, knight comes out, he goes back to here, and I make a mistake. So this was me playing a bit slow. I'd been considering the move which would end up winning, which is d5. However, why I didn't play it is because I didn't trust that. I thought that maybe, sure, it was dynamic, but maybe it was just too risky, if you understand what I mean by that. Like, it was, I didn't know if the risk or the reward was higher than the risk. Regardless, I play d6. He takes space, and I pin his knight to the queen. His knight goes here, and I trade everything off. Betting on the fact that I'll have slightly better pieces, and hopefully I can outmaneuver him in an endgame, which it already is on move 12. He goes here. Any other move would not be good. That was the only good move. So I attempt to break apart his pawns. He has some really good pawns, and so I am going to try to throw my pawns at him and break them apart. So my knight comes into here, looking to basically secure all of the squares, try to control everything, really just improving my pieces. That was my whole idea of going knight d7 to reroute. You know, you'll never know where the knight's going. Maybe we can get like here, and everything gets wacky. He guards the bishop, and I develop my bishop. He goes here, preparing to some point in the future go b4 and break apart the pawns, and I move my rook over. He moves his bishop back, looking to potentially improve it or just cover up the c2 square from my knight coming in. So I kick his knight away. His knight moves back, and my knights jump in. Suddenly, my pieces are amazing. My pawns are not great, but my pieces are good. He guards the pawn, and I secure my knight in the center and open up my bishop to stop his bishop from going here. He offers a knight trade. I decline it, which was wrong of me. Instead, what I should have done is I simply should have gone for this and then maybe something complex. However, I fortify my knight in the center. So I fortify my knight. We get takes. His knight goes here, and I attempt to kick his knight away. He goes here, which is a mistake because I have my knight here, and suddenly it becomes very unpleasant. But again, this is another common theme in the endgame. I rush. Take, and we go knight c5. However, he is just in time now to attack this separated pawn. I find the only good move, attempting to break apart. Break apart his pawns, just get some kind of counterplay. He pushes, and my knight gets in here, guarding this. His rook goes here, looking to reroute his bishop here, and then trade off the knight and be a clean pawn up. So I set a trap. I play this. Now, why is this a trap? Well, because if he rushes, checkmate. He finds it. Goes king f1, so I kick the bishop away. Bishop here, and I go for this pawn. Takes. He takes this. He is in no need to take my b pawn because, honestly, it will fall at any point. So I offer rook trade. Only good move. Takes. Now he goes here, and I bring my king in. I have a very pleasant position. I'm going to probably get this pawn, and he goes here. Make no mistakes. I'm completely winning. If I take his rook, then I'll take his pawn, and I will be completely won. However, I was really tired at this point. We're like 3.5 hours in, and I was so focused because I knew I was worse in going for a drawn endgame that I missed the fact that I was winning. So I go here. We repeat moves. And a draw when I was winning. Disappointing. Could have won, but you know what? It's all right. One more game, one more chance. 1480. This kid was 8, by the way. I hate 8-year-olds. They're terrifying. We get a Vienna. Basically, copycat Vienna with f4. He goes here, and I go here. Now he goes here looking to castle queenside because he was scared of my attack. So I take in the center. I was really tired, feeling terrible at the time of this game. Here I should simply castle or kicked his bishop away first. So we get takes, and my bishop moves back. He goes here, and I miss the good move, which would be h3, just kicking it away. I was considering it. However, I was tired. So I pin his knight to the rook. He attacks it, and instead of simply taking his knight and screwing up his pawns for the rest of the game, then castling, I move my bishop back here, and I take his knight in the center. He takes, and suddenly he has a great position. My king's still in the center. Maybe I can castle this way, but I try to go to castle this way. He brings his knight in. Now, make no mistakes. Here, I should just castle long and accept that I'm going to be worse, but I do this. I was tired, and I was just trying to trade off pieces, and I was playing way too fast. I was exhausted, and we make mistakes. Takes. I bring my rook in, looking to just maybe potentially put some pressure here. Here, kick the bishop away. I put my queen here, looking to get some counter chances. His king moves. My king moves. He goes here, and now what I should do is I should simply go here, move my rook. Maybe I can improve my queen, get my knight here, do anything. However, I played this move in like 5 seconds, and I lost the game instantly because I blundered my queen. One move. "85 minutes on the clock, and I'll blunder my queen in one move." It happens. Chess is chess. It's not a terrible game by me. And that's how we finished the tournament. With a 2 out of 4 score, 1 win, 2 draws, and a loss. So not too bad. I'll get back to posting more regularly. Sorry I haven't been upload much. I've just been really busy, especially getting ready for this tournament. So yeah, night everyone. Have a good one.